Aaron Judge is a better version of Brock Lesnar.
What is something you love as much as the Charmin Bears love wiping?
As an opposing fan, you'd probably see his face and want to sock him between the cracks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Losses Above Replacement, the best baseball podcast to grace your ears. I am today's host, Alex Clark, joined by our very own all-star ballot write-ins in Mathias Kurosaki and Ryan Splash Potts. My main men, it is the first podcast of June for us. How are you all doing?
Doing pretty well. Had fun yesterday in Central Park, so that was good. I did a lot of cardio today. Obviously, I went. I did my swim practice, and then when I got home, as I was making lunch, my friend texted me that he was going to the park to shoot some hoops. So I decided to go play some basketball. By the way, what's up, XYZ Balling? Good to see you as always. But yeah, so I was playing basketball and I don't know, we were kind of beat. By the way, I had to walk like a mile to the court. I didn't realize how far away the court was. And it's quite warm out, so I walk all the way there, which is already it feels like a workout in and of itself. And then we get there and we're just shooting around. Then about half hour or so passes, and he's like, "You know what? Want to play 1v1?" And so we played a 1v1. Turns out neither of us are particularly amazing at basketball. But yeah, that was interesting. I hit a couple of 3-point jumpers, and then he started playing real defense. And turns out I'm not actually that good at this sport.
There's a reason why you stick to swimming.
Yeah, exactly. And I never played organized basketball for a reason.
I played 2 mini seasons of organized basketball, and I had a grand total, I think, of 5 points scored.
That's more than 0. I mean, that's
so there's a video out there, and it's not on the internet where it's only on our computers here, that of me when I was in junior high or high school like that. And the one game that we were actually winning, my team tried so hard to get me a basket and I just missed every shot.
Oh my God.
Until at the end with 14 seconds left, I got fouled.
Oh, nice.
I got 2 free throws and I made the second free throw. And I got to tell you, my coach and the rest of my teammates, each of them a combined jumping height of 30 feet. Oh my God, it happened! He put the ball in the basket! I'm like, yeah, I'm not a basketball player.
I'm not going to talk about basketball. Nope, not one iota of one basketball. Baseball, on the other hand, let's discuss baseball. I'm not also going to discuss hockey. Dylan Larkin requested a trade today, which is a bummer. So, good job, Red Wings. You made your captain mad.
That's always not fun. I'll say one thing on basketball, and it's not actually about basketball. Danhausen still is requiring his human monies to make sure that they stay uncursed. Regardless, so I'm doing pretty good overall here. Work itself has been all right. Here, I got to play. I played baseball last weekend and had a good time. Actually, I went golfing as well this last weekend, and I may have figured out how to hit my driver now. Maybe I need to go to the range and try it out, but I found a new mechanic that I was kind of toying around with, and I figured out something for it here. But even then, I still shot. I think it was an 84. So you know what? We'll take that. Anyway, with that being said here, baseball time, one of the most fun parts of June is the All-Star Ballots get released. Because then fans like us and everyone else get to have their voice heard about what players they think are the best in the game, and it has absolutely nothing to do with a popularity contest. I wish that were the case. But regardless here, we here at Losses Above Replacement are completely objective in everything that we do here. So we have all of our objective best lists here that may sound like an oxymoron or like something that is a full-on paradox. But it doesn't matter. We all have our ballots here. We're going to go over them here. because there's a lot of intrigue, honestly, between these two lists here, both American League and National League. There's a few that are just like slam dunk easy. They're the number one here. So, before we get into it, I want to ask you, like, it's only been like a day or so since the ballots have been out here. Was there any positions that you were like, oh, I'm actually struggling more than I thought I was with this one? Was there anything that you were like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that this player was doing this?
Outfield, both leagues, it is hard to narrow it down to 3 players. So, I mean, narrowing it down, there are a lot of great outfielders. So, yeah, picking just 3 is really hard.
Yeah.
And also, I would say third base. Third base, the competition was tighter than I expected. It's not necessarily because there are people tearing the absolute cover off the ball. It's just there are a lot of like solid third basemen, none that are really standing out this year. So third base was also kind of difficult.
Yeah, I absolutely get that.
So I didn't have any difficulty, except AL second baseman. They're the ones having difficulty.
Yeah,
they
I
all
agree.
kind of stink. Either you're playing different positions like Ezekiel Duran, your profile is entirely baseball reference defense or defensive run saved in Cole Young, or you've played half the season like Glaber or Travis Bazzana. So none of them are deserving. If you looked at it from like an offensive perspective, no one has like realistic stats. And then in the National League, there are several second basemen, I would argue, that have deserving candidacies. And I can only choose one. I have a selection, but I wish I could choose 2 National League second baseman instead of 1 American League and 1 National League. And I mean, I guess you can make the same argument. I would rather have multiple American League third basemen over any of the National League third basemen. And what do you guys do when you have a player that's cross position, like a Kevin McGonigal type, that is eligible at least for the voting here at shortstop?
Yeah, McGonigal's at shortstop.
Yes, he's at shortstop. He's played half the year at third base. Like in my list, I wrote a list at work and shared it with you guys. He was like a utility player for me, not a third baseman, not a shortstop, just in there. How do you guys come down on that?
I feel like it has to be like a utility spot. The issue is there's no utility spot on the ballot, so he kind of falls between the cracks. I mean,
well, here's the thing, right? Like, if I'm okay that there's not a utility spot, because at that point here, with how a lot of players are now playing multiple positions at this, now the utility spot itself becomes basically everybody here, where you have so many different players that are playing multiple positions right now that trying to nail them down into one it's hard, yeah, but at the same time, like, otherwise you're going to have everybody in the utility spot. So, I mean, I understand. I feel like what I do on my end of it is I take what it's given here in the ballot, but I use that positional versatility in their favor a little bit more here. Like, okay, yes, they've played, most of the time at third base here, but their time at shortstop is also very important. They've shown that they could do that, because I think that versatility is something that makes a player good. Here, that is a good quality, where if you have a player that are the exact same, if you have 2 players that are the exact same, like stat-wise, but one plays second only and the other plays second and short, I'm going to take the guy that plays second and short. That's just, it's an improvement in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah, I'm with you, though, the fact of, like, it's hard to try to figure out where they belong on this. But a utility spot, I feel like you'd have to have, I would say, at least 3 or 4 positions that with a number, like, at this point right now, we're how many games into the season now?
Like 60, between 60 and 65.
Yeah, I would say you would need like 3 or 4 positions with at least 10 games on the belt. Because at that point, then you are a utility guy. You're getting moved around.
Or you could even argue like playing infield and outfield, 10 games each. Like Mauricio Dubon, to me, it just screams like he's going to win the utility Gold Glove. Like, that's just it is what it is. Now he's been elite defensively, so it's not like he's undeserving, but just screams he's going to win it for the third time in 4 years. So shout out to Mauricio Dubon. He had a homer yesterday.
Every time I hear utility Gold Glove, it just makes me think back to Dylan Moore. But
hey, Brendan Donovan, current Mariner, he's a
current Mariner. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Although he's still hurt. Hopefully he comes back. Although to be fair, when Donovan does come back, Seattle's going to have one heck of a decision they're going to have to
yeah, I mean, we'll see about that.
Yeah, because here's the other thing, right? JP Crawford's been hitting really well as of late.
Yeah, he's been better lately. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do? Do you put him at DH? Yeah, because the defense.
Oof, God, that defense is hard to watch.
It's really hard to watch. I love JP to death. Truly, I do. But I feel like there's definitely some issues there. Anyway, here. Eddie, always good to see you.
Yo, what's up, Eddie?
There, Arraez should maybe start. Honestly, that's not a bad take.
Yeah,
I think if you would have said that at the beginning of the season, we would have been, what are you on? And no, we're like, wait, nope. Wait a minute, he's got a point.
Yeah, we'll see if any of us have our eyes on our ballots.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I do. Who knows? I do.
Only
I know, but that does not mean that I have them on my list. Anyway, let's get started. How about that? With my personal favorite position, and that's first base. I'm a first baseman for that reasoning. So, quick. First off, Eddie's asking, Splash, what happened to your cheek?
I'm asking the same question, honestly.
You know what? Fair enough. Let's start over at first base. Let's start in the American League. I honestly feel like it's really tough because there are two players I think that are absolutely fully deserving of this here. But there's one that just has gone above and beyond. He's batting 300. He has an OPS of over 1,000. It's Rice, baby. Ben Rice is my pick for it. I really wanted to put Kurtz. I really did. But the more I looked at it, though, I'm like, the numbers are undeniable right now for Ben Rice. He has been proving me wrong for a while.
Yeah, it's Ben Rice for me too. I really wanted to put Big Amish also. By the way, hitting 487 with runners in scoring position.
That's insane. Yeah.
That is not. I don't know how it's possible. I had to look it up to double check because they showed a graphic yesterday that he was hitting 474. I looked today and it was even higher. But yeah, Ben Rice pacing all first basemen in F-WAR, 184 WRC plus among the best in the majors. This dude is tearing the cover off the ball. Even if he slightly regresses, he's still an elite first baseman. Yeah. As much as I look, Big Amish is going to be a slam dunk reserve. If Murakami comes back before the All-Star break, maybe we'll have a conversation about him. But I think far and away right now, Rice is the most deserving.
Does Murakami, if he's healthy in time, does he play in the Derby? He's got 20 home runs, and I would love to watch it.
They will probably ask him to. I think he might decline because of the injury, but maybe. I would love to see him do it.
Yeah.
The pick is Rice. Ben Rice, my glorious hobby horse in the offseason. He's him. Good job, buddy. I am going to bring up Wilson Contreras because I'm going to take a victory lap. He's been the one Red Sox hitter that's actually hit this season. So if the ballot, he's not going to be a starter over Rice, Kurtz, or Murakami, I don't think. But I think there's a solid enough chance Contreras is Boston's representative. It would, at this point, either be Contreras or Chapman.
Yeah, I was going to say Chapman.
I don't think Chapman probably takes that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a fair selection, of course. But just want to shout out Contreras. But yeah, Ben Rice, 184 WRC plus entering play today. He's like second across the board in offensive stats to our American League designated hitter pick. I'm comfortable saying we will all have the same selection there. It will, of course, not be Shohei Ohtani because he's in the National League now. Kurtz has had a great season. Murakami's had a great season, but Rice has been a cut above.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that we have Rob Refsnyder as our American League DH.
Yeah, dude, how'd you know?
Look, I mean, the stats speak for themselves. The batting average at 115 is just absolutely great. Anyway, let's move on to the National League then. And this one was also fairly close, I would say. But there's one that I fully am with, and that's Matt Olson. Olson, I just think is the right call personally. I'm looking at the over 900 OPS, 17 homers on the season. Splash, you're looking at me like a little like, what's going on here? I'm curious. What's up?
I mean, this is only close because there technically have to be one after the other on a ballot. But like the cases aren't close. Like Olson has been the best hitting first baseman in the National League. He has been the best defensive first baseman in the National League. These are, I think, pretty clear. A 150 WRC plus.
Yeah.
What I'm saying overall is that like it's not a like, oh, it could go either way. It's more of like, yes, there is a definitive number one, but the number two behind him is not like that far behind.
Am I hating on Freddie Freeman today? Maybe.
I'm not talking about Freddie Freeman. I'm talking about Bryce Harper.
Oh.
Yeah, so oddly enough,
really
Harper's got an 872 OPS right now.
Yeah, it's
homers.
Oh my god! So what's tanking? So full disclosure, I look at the Fangraphs primary position leaderboards to sort of differentiate, and the crazy thing is Harper has the 140 WRC plus, which is second highest, tied for second highest, if you wouldn't believe, with Spencer Horwitz in the National League among first basemen, but he is 17th in FWAR because he's been atrocious at first base, which is crazy because I think of Bryce Harper as a very strong defensive first baseman. Of course, he's a former outfielder. He was not a bad outfielder before the injury. He's a great athlete, but clearly age is sort of started to catch up to him. But when picking a National League first baseman, Matt Olson was kind of a slam dunk for me. He has the best of both worlds, 150 WRC plus, best defensive first baseman in baseball. This is an easy pick for me.
Yeah.
I do real quick. I do want to shout out Liam Hicks. Probably going to be, or he might be, the Marlins representative at the All-Star game. This is a guy who was a Rule 5 pick last year. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, fair enough here. And I don't think Splash, we know the pick, right? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, it's the best first baseman in baseball, like I said entering the season. Matt Olson has done nothing but confirm my priors here. He's played every day. He has 17 home runs, drives in a bunch of runs. He was a little bit down in May, but he had a great April. And the defense is every day. And that's it was kind of fitting that he homered on Lou Gehrig Day, as he has the longest active games played streak. And he's just a perpetual figure in baseball, more than anything. And he just hit a sacrifice fly. So add another RBI to the tally, boys. He's just an excellent player, and he's having an excellent season.
Absolutely. All right, let's move on then to second base. And the American League, not the most talent here. Don't get me wrong. For me, there's a number of players, but this is one where, again, your leading OPS guy that is for second base right now is Ezekiel Duran. And don't get me wrong, no shade on Duran at all here, but all of this just felt subpar here. I don't know about you guys. We're talking about it here just a moment ago here. For me, this is one of those ones where I feel okay being a bit of a homer and going Cole Young. I think he has proved himself as being one of the best second basemen in the American League. Not saying much, 100% obviously, but the bat has been absolutely on fire as of late. Don't let a 250 average really speak on that. Look more at the 30 RBIs here, right? To give an idea here, Ryan Jeffers, just another random guy here, right, who's batting just under 300, has less RBIs than Cole Young does. Cole is good at putting the ball in play, and defensively, this guy can cover some ground. My gosh, I have not seen defensive ability for a guy like that in a while here. So, no, for me, call the homer pick here. I think Cole Young deserves it.
I considered Cole Young, and the dude's Captain Clutch. His overall offensive numbers are middle of the pack, probably around league average, but late and close, high leverage situations, it's his best numbers, close to 900 OPS in those situations. He walked off my Mets on Monday night. The dude just, whenever the team needs a big hit, it feels like he comes through. I am going. This might be a little off the beaten path here, but I'm going with the Australian man, Travis Bazzana. He's only played as of today 33 games, but he's I think lived up to expectations so far. And I know that some of the under the hood stats suggest he'll regress a little bit, but he's still for a second baseman. I think he's well above average. He's already produced 0.8 FWAR in only 32 games entering today. He entered today with a 128 WRC plus, so he's checking all the boxes for me. Kind of a weak field, and I know he is not remotely qualified in the the rate stats leaderboard, but I think it's fair to say that he deserves to start at second base for the AL.
So some behind the curtains. As Max said, he uses the Fangraphs leaderboard. I had the Fangraphs leaderboard pulled up. A quick glance at first baseman. Number 1 is National League. Number 2 is National League. Number 3 is National League. Number 4 is National League. Number 5 is National League. Number 6 is National League. Number 7 is National League. Number 8 is Ezekiel Duran. I would argue he's more of a utility player than a second baseman, so that's why I'm not choosing him. I'm also going with Travis Bazzana, a 128 WRC plus entering play today. You can make a very similar argument to Gleyber Torres. Torres has shockingly been better defensively. So if you want like a middle ground between Cole Young being some DRS god and Bazzana being an actual hitter, Gleyber Torres is your guy. Entering play, I think yesterday he had 5 defensive runs saved, which is uncharacteristic, I'll say, for Gleyber, to be nice. I think Jazz is a fine pick. Oswald Peraza has had a good season, although I think he qualifies as a more of a utility piece, similar in the Duran mold. But those are like the top of the line here. I would go Bazzana. This is partially a logical pick and partially a get the rookie in the All-Star game, get the former number 1 overall pick in the All-Star game. I don't know. The ballots aren't back yet. I don't know if he's going to have like some boost from Australian voters. I don't know. I hope so. That'd be pretty cool. We have other players that are like guaranteed locks to be in because they're so popular. I don't know if Bazzana is going to reach that as a Guardian, as an Australian. I don't know. But it would be cool if he did.
Fair enough. I get that. Let's move on then to the more fun conversation of second base, and that is the National League here. And legitimately, yeah, like you were saying just a moment ago, Splash, on the FWAR charts here, all of the good second basemen are in the National League right now here. So honestly, there's a number of players here. We've been talking, I've been starting a number of these. Let's start with Mac. Who do you have right now at the second base position for the National League?
Yeah, so this was a really, really tough decision. National League has been awesome. I am going with Brandon Lau. This guy has been, he's been the best acquisition of the Ben Cherington era, I think, for, in terms of acquiring someone from outside the organization. I'm not talking like a draft pick like Paul Skeens. 15 homers already, 40 RBIs, 139 WRC plus, and he's actually playing like solid defense this year, 4.1 defensive value. And he's played fewer games than the 4 guys above him on the FWAR leaderboard, and he's not too far off them. He is, he has 2.3 FWAR in 56 games. That's a strong pace. That's on pace for about a 6 WAR season. He's 8th in the National League in RBIs. In terms of home runs, he's tied for 4th. So he has the counting stats. He has the rate stats. Just an excellent season so far for Brandon Lau. I think the Pirates should be doing everything they can to hang on to this guy because he's been arguably their best hitter, and he's a big reason why they've been competent this year at the plate.
Yeah, I could agree 100% on that. And the fact of, again, he is, whenever you have an acquisition that immediately comes in and starts raking here, that is always an amazing sign. Here, I also have Brandon Lau. I think that, again, he has a really good combination of power and timely hitting here while also being, honestly, he's good enough defensively at second base too. So there's a number of other names that I really consider. Bryce Turang to an 80 average is fun here, 35 RBIs. Here, Luis Reyes, 325 batting average. I very much thought about Luis Reyes. Also Xavier Edwards here with a 311 batting average and 864 OPS. But yeah, no, there's a number of good players here. But for me, what it came down to was I looked at a great mix of the power and the mix of just overall average and timely hitting. And for me, that was Lau.
Fellas, can I make an executive decision that we do shortstop as the next position? Specifically, National League shortstop as the next position?
I'm not going to say no. Alex, what do you say?
I say you still haven't said your second base pick.
Because they're connected.
Understandable. Then yes, go for it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to install the double play combo down in Miami. Xavier Edwards at second base, Otto Lopez at shortstop. Edwards has been terrific. He leads all second basemen in F4 2.6. He's been solid enough defensively. He has a 144 WRC plus, which is absurd. He has a 12% walk rate. And you guys know I love me some middle infielders that walk. Ozzy Albies, I wish you could walk a little bit more, pal. And then I'll go to quickly at my shortstop spot that this one is less statistical and more how'd the double play combo in the All-Star game. It's similar a couple years ago when the Braves had their entire infield in the All-Star game. I want to see that. Like, that is cool. And Lopez is deserving. He is second among National Leaguers at the shortstop position in F4. He's number one among healthy players with Ellie on the shelf. 132 WRC plus. He's been above average defensively. He has 10 steals. He's hitting 332, which is also absurd. And I would like to shine a light on the Marlins have been kind of cruddy this year, especially recently. Got swept by the Mets. That's not a shot at the Mets. That's just the state of how they're doing. They're in last place.
That's kind of a low bar, though. Oh, they did sweep the Nationals, though.
Yes, that is true. They kind of whacked the Nationals. And yeah, could I choose Abrams or Ellie? Yes, those are both logical selections. Connor Griffin? Yeah, sure, whatever. But I would like some synergy here, get the double play combo. And I want to give a shout out to the Marlins because originally Xavier Edwards played shortstop and Otto Lopez was your second baseman. And they had the big brain idea to just swap them. And suddenly both of them were better hitters, both of them were better base runners, and both of them were better defenders. It is unbelievable how that happened, how they just, if you guys swapped places, we would somehow be better. Now, the team wouldn't be better, but they would be better. So good job, Marlins. Good job, Otto Lopez, and good job to Mr. Xavier Edwards.
Yeah, so
don't give the Mariners any ideas with that, though. Here, we already tried that once with Sean Figgins and Jose Lopez, and it did not work out too well.
Have you considered having Julio play shortstop instead?
I have considered that, and I thought, you know what? Go back to center field,
because apparently his center field defense is kind of fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, but yeah,
I can explain that one as well. There's been so many just dink dunk hits in shallow center field. He can't get to all of them.
Well, hey, Ronald lost about 3 outs above average in one day at at Great American Ballpark the other day. So that tanked his F4.
Yeah. So I'm going to go over shortstop. So Edwards, I heavily considered for second base. I also heavily considered Lopez for shortstop, and I think both of these guys will make the All-Star game. It's just they're too good to keep out. I feel like even if both of them regress a little bit. I did not pick either of them. National League, I'm staying in the East. CJ Abrams, I think he's finally putting it all together, at least offensively. Leading all shortstops with the 152 WRC plus. Very nice. He's super fast. That's awesome. I just wish for a guy who's that fast and that athletic that he could be better than -6 outs above average at shortstop. He's really, really been exciting to watch this year. He's second in the National League, tied with Matt Olson with 47 RBIs. His OPS is over 900. That's great. If he can maintain it for a full season, that would be awesome. I think the Nationals have a great player here. I just think it'd be weird for the best offensive shortstop to not start the All-Star game, so that's why I went with him.
I really like both of your arguments here, especially your Splash. I love seeing whenever especially you have teammates here, and especially two teammates that play so closely together. I think that's just fun here. But for me, I decided to go also with Abrams here. I think honestly, offensively wise, he has been the best hitting shortstop. And I don't want to say like it's not close here, but you take out Ellie being injured right now. The next one is Otto Lopez, and CJ Abrams has over 60 points of OPS above him. Which, don't get me wrong, that's not an insurmountable number, right? But overall, for CJ Abrams, he has been on an absolute warpath offensively here. And yeah, like Max said, especially at a position like shortstop, I don't know how you could take the best hitting one and not let him be in the All-Star game. So, with that being said here, we're going to move over to the American League side at third base. So, for this one...
AL shortstop.
Oh, sorry.
AL shortstop.
AL shortstop, but I forgot. Yep, because I was... You threw off my plans. No, it's fine.
This is Anthony Volpe erasure. Kidding.
I mean, I feel like everyone would be okay with that.
Kidding.
But
he's been really pretty solid.
He's been all right, yeah.
He had 15% walk rate. That works.
Yeah. But if you don't mind me going ahead here, I think I speak for everyone here. Bobby Witt Jr. is a madman, and he is the American League easily slam dunk starter for shortstop in the American League. I mean, I could talk about his offensive stats. 125 WRC plus is awesome, especially considering he had a really slow start in the power department. But you look at his StatCast page, and it's like all red. He's getting really, really unlucky. He's underperforming basically every single stat. But I want to point you to his defense. We are currently, a little over 60 games into the season, and somehow Bobby Witt Jr. already has 16 outs above average. I have never seen something quite like that. So, above all, he's the best overall shortstop in baseball. He already has 3.7 FWAR. Doing that with 125 WRC plus is good. It is well above average, but that just speaks volumes about how good his defense has been, because with that, not elite, good, but not elite number, he has 3.7 FWAR already. That's just, I've never seen something like that.
Yeah, and then you factor in he has 20 bags too. He's perhaps the most well-rounded position player in the sport. Of course, Otani's a different category, but he's been exceptional. He's my pick too. Shout outs to McGonigal. We'll probably run away with AL Rookie of the Year now with Murakami hurt, although McGonigal did slow down a little bit in May. Colson Montgomery has, I believe, the second most home runs in baseball since he debuted. It's right there with Schwarber, right there with anyone you want to throw in there. He's been unbelievable. He's also been excellent defensively, which is a huge development in the South Side. But yeah, Bobby Witt's the easy pick. He's a comparable hitter to McGonigal. He's a comparable hitter to even better hitter than Montgomery, comparable in hitting to anyone in baseball, or at the shortstop position. And then defensively, it's a class above. It's I'm not going to invoke the name of a guy who could have been a Hall of Famer if he had an OPS higher than 678, which is my area code, not a applicable OPS for Simba, but Bobby Witt's been unbelievable. An elite base runner, an elite defender, generally an elite hitter. He's been a tick below that this season, but he gets it done, man.
Yeah. I mean, I really only need one thing to say here. Because obviously, yeah, I have Bobby Witt Jr. The main thing I want to bring up here is that we knew his defense was going to be at this level. We just knew. All you had to do is watch the WBC. During that time, he was pulling off plays that defied human logic. Legitimately, watching him make some of these diving plays, I'm like, there's no other player in the game of baseball right now that could make that play. Bobby Witt Jr. was making those plays to the point where the internet came up with the amazing joke of get you someone who looks at you the same way that Paul Skeens looks at Bobby Witt Jr. making a diving play. And it's cinema. It is absolute cinema. All right. Now, do we go to third base?
Yes, we go to third base.
All right, cool. Let's start in the American League for this one. And there's some names here that definitely work here. But for me, I went Junior Caminero. I mean, the guy's been mashing. He's already got 30 RBIs, 14 homers. The main concern a lot of people have had with him was whether or not he was going to have that batting average up a little bit more. Was he just going to be that 3 true outcome type of hitter? I think he's proving that wrong right now. He's got a 278 average. Guy's been hitting the ball all across the yard. So, you know what? Yeah, I've had some issues with him in the past. Not at all right now. No, he's my third base pick.
So this one, it's tough when you look at the Fangraphs leaderboards. And so the tough part is Kevin McGonigal is listed as both a shortstop and a third baseman, but he's only listed as a shortstop on the All-Star ballot. But I can't believe I'm saying this in the big 2026 because I thought his stock had fallen a couple years ago. It's Miguel Vargas. This guy, shout out to the White Sox and what they're doing. Absolutely. Entering play with a 142 WRC plus, the highest of any qualified third baseman in baseball. Actually, other than Caminero. But he's doing it also. So he has 15 home runs and 41 RBIs. That's awesome. Slugging over 500, like 142 WRC plus. I know his defense is not great, but the thing that sticks out to me is he has a 15% walk rate and only 16.9% strikeout rate. So he's tearing the cover off the ball and making contact at a solid rate, not striking out that much. So Miguel Vargas, great breakout year. If we eliminate McGonigal, he's tied for the highest F4 among third basemen this year. So he's my pick.
I'm actually going to take a left turn here. I was going to choose Vargas. I had Vargas the whole time. We're going to respect J-Ram more. As 21 steals, had a 22nd one today, I believe.
That's
9
fair,
homers, over 30 runs, over 30 RBI, 14% walk rate. You know, I love that. 118 OPS or WRC plus, that's fine. It's like not elite in this class, but pretty good. And defensively, he's been better than Vargas, and he's been significantly better than Caminero, who is quickly on the the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. path, going from third to first and probably DH at some point. But you have Yandy Diaz, who is respectfully clogging that spot up in the Rays lineup now. But yeah, J-Ram he's still J-Ram, and he finds a way to get his production in, and it's really very similar to Witt this season, that it's not coming from the hitting, it's coming from he's playing a high defensive position, not as high as shortstop, but he's run the bases at an elite level. He's getting the counting stats. He's walking a bunch. And I think that the best is yet to come for Jose, and he will be even better by the end of the season. And I do want to give a shout out to Josh Young, who's been the one bright spot for the Rangers this season offensively, he and Duran. So Josh Young, 2023 All-Star, maybe a 2026 All-Star. Who knows?
Maybe. All right, moving then over to the National League here. And this was one that just felt kind of weird to look at here because there was not a lot that really bounced off the page to me, but there's one guy here that's, at least to me, I feel like probably deserves it most. And it's honestly just because he has had such a hot start to the year here. And that's, according again to the MLB ballots here, that's Max Muncy. I mean, Muncy has been absolutely trashing the ball here. And it's so interesting because we have seen so many times with Muncy where he will just go absolutely cold as ice, but then he will have times where he is the hottest hitter in baseball. And then you remember he's on the Dodgers. And when you remember that now that team has another amazing weapon, you go, oh no, what do we do? Now, Max Muncy is an amazing talent. Legitimately. I love watching him play the game. He hits the ball with such a reckless abandon that, yes, he still has a good swing, but every time he swings, I feel like he's angry at the baseball. Does that make sense here? Like, I don't know. I just love how he swings the bat. He is so much fun. And you know what? The bat's been really picking up for him. He's my third base pick.
Yeah, this was a slam dunk for me. One weird stat: he has 14 homers and only 22 RBIs, but he scored 40 runs. Also, that's just I don't know what to make of that. That's kind of weird to say. He's only batting 159 with runners in scoring position, but Max Muncy is basically the modern day 3 true outcomes poster boy. I feel like he will strike out a lot. He'll also draw his walks, and when he makes contact, he eats the tar out of the ball. The big thing for me this year is that Max Muncy is actually a good defensive third baseman. He is 5 outs above average, a guy who was naturally a first baseman and not particularly great at third base has learned how to play the position well. Also, shout out to the guy who had him wear glasses because it's like night and day what has happened ever since he started wearing those goggles at the plate.
Something Rick Vaughn, something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Max Muncy is not my pick. It's actually Max Muncy's eye doctor. I've made that joke before. So, yeah, Muncy's the pick here. 12% walk rate, that'll play. 14 homers, that'll play. 140 WRC plus, that'll play. It's pretty cut and dry. Some of the big boppers, the Machados, in theory, the Austin Rileys, Bo Bichette, they've all really stunk this year. Matt Chapman's been solid defensively, but it's been a pretty mixed bag. Nolan Arenado might be the second best pick here. He's had
I considered
resurgent
him. Yeah.
season.
I thought about it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's about it. Alex Bregman hasn't been particularly good. Curtis Mead, shout out, another Australian, I believe. He's
Correct.
been really good for the Nats. He's one of their not Wood and Abrams, but he's been a really productive hitter for them. So yeah, give me Max Muncy's eye doctor.
Yeah. No, that absolutely tracks. All right, we're gonna take a quick, just a quick little break here. A little bit of a turn left. Come on, you can do better than that. A left turn here, as it is now time for the question of the day here. And Mac, you have our question here, so hit us with it.
Yeah. So, question of the day just popped in my head earlier today. You can get free food from one restaurant for an entire year. What are you picking?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can we freeze stuff?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with it, but remember, it's only one place.
It's only one place, and are they like making the meal for us here?
Yes.
Okay. That's tough. Okay, this is going to be kind of an odd. Well, no.
It can be wherever, like it can be like your local spot, it can be a chain, it can be whatever you want.
See, the first thing that came to mind was Chick-fil-A, but then I would probably weigh 1,000 pounds for eating Chick-fil-A sauce every meal of every day. So I might have to pass on that one.
I think it's a fair play. Yeah.
I'm also considering size of menu.
Yeah, that's what I'm considering. Yes.
Yeah. So for some reason, Panda popped into my head. Because you got multiple different protein options. Chipotle also popped in my head again, multiple protein options. Can't go wrong with chicken and rice, or beef and rice, or steak and rice, or whatever you want and rice.
I agree.
All right, I have two answers here, and I'm gonna go with the fun one first. You did not specify restaurant; you just said place, so I'm gonna go with Fred Meyer here at my local grocery store. Here that
actually,
has
heck yeah.
Okay.
But for an actual answer here, I'm gonna go ahead and say Denny's because a huge variety of food that you can work with here. Legitimately, again, it's diner food, so a lot of times diner has stuff for everybody. A lot of different protein options. You work from there. The other idea I had was to take away the idea of price as a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Because it gets legendary level steak every night. You know what? I'm working with that. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with the Japanese steakhouse. I can get my sushi if I want. Get plenty of seafood, salmon, shrimp, scallops, chicken. Oh, chicken's not a seafood, but continue the thought here.
It's the chicken of the sea.
It's kind of a sea creature in some ways, if you put it in water.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I perceived it with my eyes. It's like, oh, sea creature.
Yeah, exactly. You got soups and really I'm in it for the sushi, to be honest with you. That's so yeah.
I don't think you guys have ever been to one. You talk about a Japanese place just reminded me. I had a Brazilian steakhouse.
Oh yeah. Brazilian steakhouses are awesome.
So good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man, the The food was melt in your mouth. Delicious.
Yeah. So I actually went to a steakhouse on Friday, part of my friend's bachelor party, and that was like some of the best. Well, I hadn't had steak in a long time. It was like, I got a great 16-ounce ribeye, and we got like the bacon appetizer. That was awesome. But that is not my answer. I'm going with Midnight Express. It's a diner on the Upper East Side that my dad and I used to be there like every weekend, I swear, after morning practice. You can get literally anything, it feels like. You can get coffee, you can get a milkshake, you can get waffles, you can get dinner food, you can get it's a diner. That's the thing. I knew I was going to pick a diner here.
Yeah.
Midnight Express is my favorite one. Shout out to Elm Street Diner in Connecticut. It's the one you've probably seen on the internet because it's gone viral for all the ridiculous things they make. As much as I love Elm Street Diner, I've been there once. I have the similar concern to what Splash said about Chick-fil-A. I don't know what it would. I don't want to know what it would do to my body. So I'm going to respectfully pass there. But I think Midnight Express has got it checks all the boxes.
Absolutely. I mean, like, I thought about that. I also thought about Applebee's just because I know that they have at least some more healthier options there too. But I mean, again, just any kind of place where you can get a variety because so you're not sick of the same thing that
exactly
every single day.
Double base. I mean, I'm born and raised in New York. I literally had pizza the last 2 days, so I do love pizza. By to Alex's point, I do want to go with something that has a lot of variety.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, all right. Back on topic now. It's time to go into the catchers side of the ballot here. And Splash, we're gonna start in the National League. I'm just go for it because I know.
Liam Hicks has had a great season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'll make 3 Marlins in the All-Star game. But it will not be started because of Drake frickin' Baldwin, baby. Let's go, Rake Baldwin. He's him. He's the GOAT. 932 OPS. That'll play. He is like a good leadoff hitter, good second when he's behind Ronald. He's hitting 303. The defense, honestly, could use some work. Can we help him out? Can we send him to the Brewers for like a student exchange program? Like he learns how to play defense, and the Brewers get, I don't know. Good question.
Think about that.
Yeah, I'll workshop that one. But yeah, Drake Baldwin has been the best catcher, arguably in baseball with Shea Langeliers cooling off. Dylan Dingler's been on fire, so we'll talk about that in the American League. But it's just a bummer that Baldwin's hurt. He had played every game. He had caught a lot. He had DH'd against lefties. It's just been unbelievable. And still, he's missed, the last couple weeks, and he's still just a tick behind Dylan Dingler, who's, again, been on a absolute heater. But Baldwin, a 405 WOBA, he's expected to be even better than that. He is hitting the absolute snot out of the baseball. He walks a lot. He's a really good hitter. And I say that in like the old man, the Jeff Fry sense of he's a good hitter, man. He's a good hitter. He puts the bat on the ball. That's important. A 20% strikeout rate is perfectly fine. But he adjusts his approach to the situation. There's a bit that he could not homer with Ronald on base because he was just hitting with Ronald on base. He wasn't hitting homers, but when he hits by himself, he had like 8 home runs with Ronald out, or either Ronald out literally out of the lineup or out as in he was on the bench, retired in the inning. So Baldwin's just been tremendous. I love the approach. I love he's good against lefties as a lefty, and that's adds so much depth to the Braves lineup, and a 161 WRC plus that will absolutely play.
Yeah, this is not close. I'll be fully honest here. Sorry, no disrespect to Liam Hicks or Hunter Goodman or anyone on this list here. Drake Baldwin has just been the best catcher, and I will just say it right now. He is the best catcher in baseball at the moment, especially with Cal injured. So what more I think Splash said everything that we needed to say on this one here for the National League side. I had planned a whole bit where I was going to say it should be Will Smith, but not that Will Smith, and then have you guys try to decide which one I was referring to.
Oh, great.
Whether or not it be the actor or the pitcher. So,
by the way, yes, Drake Baldwin is also my catcher, and it's also was not particularly close. The National League just there's Drake Baldwin, and then there's everyone else. Liam Hicks is good, but I mean his 130 WRC plus does not come close to the 161 mark of Drake Baldwin. He was one of the best hitters in the National League when he got injured. So even with him missing time, he's the slam dunk, I think, to start in the National League.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the American League side where there are 3 names, I think, that are really these guys, any of these 3 legitimately could take it here. And it comes down to what are you valuing most here between offense, defense, all that fun stuff. For me, I really like offense, so it's Shea Langoliers. I respect the Sacramento A's here right now, and Shea Langoliers just absolutely hitting the absolute tar out of baseballs. Yes, has he slowed down a little bit? Yes, he absolutely has. But so there's something that is really really important in baseball, and that's called hitting the baseball, and he does that at an exceptionally high rate. So, no, Shea Langoliers, defense be damned. He'll be fine here. He is my pick for this year. Sorry to Ralph, I really thought about putting Dingler in there. I really did, but I just respect the offense of Shea a little bit more. It's Shea Bangoliers.
Yeah, I'm going to second your decision here, and I heavily considered Dylan Dingler. He's been excellent, really, really taking a step forward at the plate. His defense has been magnificent, but I have to give it to Langoliers. He's been honestly one of the best players in baseball since the All-Star break of last season. And even with his recent slump, he's still been great. Still has a WRC plus of 143, and his defense isn't like amazing, but still, it's still decent, gets the job done. So I'm going to take his bat just slightly over Dingler.
I'll play the Dingler card. He's been, for my money, the best defensive catcher in baseball, particularly in the American League, with Patrick Bailey being part NL, part AL, and not getting the full play time. But that's beside the point. And Dingler's been second to me at the plate behind Shea Langoliers in the American League. The expected stats are even better, which is preposterous. Expected batting average of 300, yes. Expected WOBA of 409, yes. Expected slug of 579, yes. He hits the snot out of the ball, 51% hard hit rate, 14% barrel rate. Lots of sweet spots, 42%. And defensively, like I said, at +7 fielding run value, he's an elite framer. He has a good pop time. He's good at getting blocks. It's a really well-rounded profile. And I think it's a pretty simple. Dingler and Langoliers should be all-stars. It's just going to be a matter of who gets the vote. Maybe Langoliers gets the vote because the A's have been more competitive. The A's have been in a playoff spot until pretty recently when the Mariners swept them. While the Tigers have been dreadful. But Dingler has helped them out. He's had 4 home runs in the last 5 games, I believe. He helped them beat up on the Rays this week. So I would go Dingler, but I think that's a clear number 1 and number 2 in either order.
Yeah, and I do quickly want to shout out Adley Rutschman, who's having a resurgent year. Only 44 games, and he has 1.8 F4, and his defense has been much improved. 127 WRC plus 2 at the plate, while getting a little unlucky. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Adley. And at this rate, he might be the Orioles All-Star representative.
And you can throw Ryan Jeffers into that equation too.
Yeah, legitimately Ryan Jeffers was the third that I was referring to when I said it came down to between 3. Yeah, the other one was Jeffers, just because his offense has been absolutely on fire as well. All right, now we get to very interesting territory because now you have the outfield picks. You can get 3 outfielders. It does not matter what positions they are, just outfield. We'll start in the American League, I think, because I think there's some very interesting conversations to be had here. I don't want to go first on this one because legitimately I'm not confident in it. Splash, I would like you to go first since you're raising your hand.
All right, I'll do all 6 because I'm a gangster like that. The correct answers are Judge, Trout, Bellinger in the American League, and the National League. Ronald Acuna will get a spot. This is just how All-Star voting works. I don't make the rules. I just tell you how it is. He's going to get an All-Star starter spot. So is Juan Soto. Juan Soto is deserving. James Wood should probably get a spot. I don't know if he's going to win one. And Corbin Carroll. So those are Judge, Trout, Bellinger, Soto, Wood, Carroll. That's pretty pretty straightforward to me. You could argue Pajes, you can argue Michael Harris, JJ Bleday. The Braves couldn't get him out last week. Mickey Moniak has had a great season. But yeah, my Judge, Trout, Bellinger, Soto, Wood, Carroll. Easy.
Yeah, and I have the exact same 3 in the American League, and it really feels good to say that Mike Trout has been the best outfielder in the American League this year. He's leading all outfielders in all American League outfielders in F4. That's awesome. So yeah, Bellinger has been great, and Judge. I know Judge is slumping and injured. I'm fully expecting him to go on the injured list this week, just with all the stuff going on with his shoulder and rib cage, issues. I'm honestly surprised the Yankees haven't put him on the IL. He hasn't played at all this week. So just guys, take care of that. So yeah, those are my 3 in the National League. I had a very, very hard time just picking 3 outfielders. I really wanted to pick JJ Bleday, but because of the small sample size and full disclosure, when I filled out my first All-Star ballot, I did pick JJ Bleday. But thinking about it again, I can't pick him over Andy Pajes. Pajes leads all Major League outfielders in F4. He also leads the majors in RBIs. He's having a great year, even with him coming down to earth from his hot start. So I have Andy Pajes, Juan Soto, and James Wood. James Wood, I think, is turning into a complete player. Corbin Carroll was another tough omission. PCA, his bat is lacking, but his defense is still excellent. Jordan Walker is having a resurgent year. There are a lot of guys in both leagues I had a tough time leaving off. Those are the 3 that I settled on.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll go in my National League ones first, because sure. Juan Soto, James Wood, and Corbin Carroll. Like, I feel like all 3 of those make really good cases here. Pajes, again, was a hard omission off as well here, but Juan Soto, I think, offensively, in the shocking move of the century, he's good at offense. Whoa,
what?
Who would have saw that coming? Juan Soto is really good at offense. James Wood has been hitting the absolute cover off the baseball, and Corbin Carroll is just good at every aspect of being a baseball player. I feel like those are fair picks. The American League, I have Judge, I have Trout. I do not have Bellinger. Bellinger, I will say, definitely does deserve it. I could not, in my heart of hearts, not put Julio here, though. I think Julio as a center fielder is the best center fielder in the American League. Like, sorry, but we're also getting we're getting second half Julio in the first half. Like, if we can almost even remotely extrapolate it to where if he has this same kind of production throughout the year, this is an MVP player here. So I could not in my heart of hearts not put him there. He has been absolutely hitting the cover off the ball here. He has been playing excellent baseball. And he hasn't actually looked that bad base running anymore. Like, the idea of Julio has the attention span of a squirrel is starting to go away finally. So those are my 3.
If I were to pick a Mariner outfielder, though, I think I lean a Rosarena. That's just me. But Julio had an excellent month of May. I'll say that much. And he's looking more like what we expect Julio Rodriguez to look like. I just wish his defense was better. I don't know what's going on.
Like, again, we've talked about this. Like, he's not even had bad defense. The defense that he's been showing here is that the balls are like weird. Just out of the range.
It's just weird because, like, all of a sudden he went from being this excellent defensive outfielder to being he still has elite speed. He still has great arm strength. He has -4 outs above average. I don't know where that came from.
I have
really,
no idea. Yeah,
like I don't know. It's been a weird year for Julio.
I think that's gonna get nixed pretty quick.
I'm sure it'll even out, and I'm sure his batted ball stuff will come back up too. I know there's been some concern about that, but I mean, Julio. I'm not going to deny that Julio is worthy of being an all-star. I don't know if I would vote him as a starter.
That's fair. Although I will say, quick little check for you guys. Who is the Mariner outfielder with the highest OPS right now?
Luke Raley.
It's my boy Luke Raley.
I have him in fantasy. So
my big bunt son has been playing so well, and I love him dearly. By the way, Colt Emerson dropped a bunt the other day, and it was beautiful.
Dude, that was sick.
I know what's funny? There was a picture that was going on between that was circling through social media that was of Colt dropping his bunt and then Ichiro dropping a bunt, and they're almost exact same mechanic.
Sorry, I can't get behind voting for a player that has fewer F4 than Tristan Peters. So
Fair enough.
Shout out to Tristan Peters, I guess.
Tristan Peters,
and Mike Trout has a
Savannah
21% walk rate, by the way. So
Mike Trout is back.
Trout was one of my picks.
Yeah, that'll play.
Anyway, let's move on then to the designated hitter side of things here, where I'm gonna be real. I don't think there's any discussion here.
Yeah, American League. If you don't have Yordan Alvarez, consult someone about that, because he is probably the leader in the clubhouse for American League MVP right now. I know in the last MLB.com poll, he was leading, even without playing the field, really. Yeah, Yordan Alvarez is a master. I don't know why. It seems like people almost forgot just because he was so injured last year. But Julio, there were like so many different guys we were considering for MVP this year, and Yordan Alvarez is just emerging ahead of all of them. It feels like the guy. There's not a lot to say about Yordan Alvarez.
Yeah, it's Yordangus. The guy hits the ball harder than anyone in the game. The guy is legitimately, when you put a bat in his hands, the most dangerous hitter on the planet. Sorry, Judge. But, Splash, any extra comment on that?
It's Yordan. The National League one is particularly interesting for two reasons.
I agree. Yeah.
One, Philadelphia is hosting the All-Star game. Two, the National League manager is Dave Roberts. So these are at odds, and of course, this is the DH is a fan voted thing, which unfortunately means this is a pointless conversation because it will be Shohei Ohtani. Even if Ohtani went over his next 100, it would be Shohei Ohtani, and he will bat leadoff in the All-Star game. It is what it is. It's the same thing I said with Ronald in the outfield. It is what it is. That's just how these things go. Judges are going to get voted in. I would guess Trout is back into the mainstream enough to get voted in.
I think so.
So Ohtani will be the starter here. This is not worth the conversation. Schwarber has been better. I know Ohtani's been on a hot stretch at the plate, and of course
he's a higher WRC.
Game.
He's a higher WRC plus, actually.
Yeah, he's really turned it on lately.
161 to 159.
Hey, you know what month it is? It's Kyle Schwarber time.
Yeah,
I want to give a shout out though. Casey Schmidt has been unbelievable for the Giants. He plays them first, he plays them second. When Matt Chapman's not screaming at him, he's been a really good hitter. Dom Smith, shout out to Big Dom Smith moments. Yeah. He's been great for Atlanta. It's a shame that he has such platoon splits, so you can't really put him in the lineup against a lot of lefties. But hey, he's helped out the offense quite a lot. He's been great. And Ivan Herrera has been really good for the Cardinals as well. So. Schwarber would be my pick. Ohtani it is what it is. He's going to have the most votes in all of baseball.
I think what might happen, Schwarber starts at DH, Ohtani's the starting pitcher.
I could see that.
I just think it might happen.
Okay. Would you rather Schwarber DH, Ohtani pitcher, or Sanchez pitcher, Ohtani DH?
Oh, God.
That
presents a very tough dilemma.
I think I'd do Sanchez pitching and Schwarber starting. I think, personally.
Ohtani's going to start in some way or shape or form.
Here's the thing.
That's my thing.
Yeah, he will. Man.
Oh, well, actually, I think I think Ohtani starts at DH. Now that I think about it, Schwarber is going to be the home run derby. So,
true. Yeah.
He'll be the hometown rep.
He'll be the hometown rep for the Derby, and then he'll come in as a pinch hitter in the ninth inning.
Yeah, he did last year. The actual correct answer is the Miz starts and Dom Smith is the DH. So there's that.
Yep, fair enough. Understandable. Let us know what you guys think here as All-Star time is always fun to get people's opinions on. Again, everyone has their own when it comes to this. But, gentlemen, it is now time for trivia. And as you guys know, it is my turn hosting trivia this week. So we're going to play a game. But before I get any of it started, there's one thing I do need to do. And that is, you know what? Let's go Splash. I need you to pick left or right.
I'll go right.
You're going to go right. Okay. Keep that in mind. Because we are going to play a game that I call Chaining Together Hits. I need to get rid of the media asset. There we go. There we go. We got it. Anyway, it's all baseball fundamentals, right? You gotta chain together hits if you want to get runs. That's just how it works. A lot of people know this game, though, more commonly as chain reaction, where you have words that go into other words that go into other words that go into other words. We've done this one time before here, and it went pretty good, I think. But how this is going to work now is that all of the words are baseball related or baseball adjacent as well. So I will say there are a couple that are stretching it a little bit, but it's a lot harder than you think to make these puzzles. So with that being said, the reason why I had you guys pick left or right is because, well, I should say Splash pick left or right is because that'll determine what your puzzle is for this. The winner of this will be the one who solves their puzzle fastest. What will happen on your turn is that you will ask for either a letter above or a letter below here of the words going on there. You will then have one guess to try and guess what that word is. If you're wrong, you'll pass off to the next person. If you're right, your turn will keep going, and you'll do the same thing again. So, do you have any questions about that before we get started?
I'm good to go.
Mac, you good?
I think so.
All right. I'm going to actually remove this for just 1 second because I need to double check to make sure. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. So, for your guys' puzzles here, since Splash picked first, Mac, I'll have you go first here on this. For the puzzles, we have, Mac, I need you to combine the words here, get from the words hot to substance.
What? Okay.
And Splash, you will have curtain to hitter.
Okay.
Here on this. So, Mac, you're going first. Would you like to have a letter above substance or below hot?
Let's go below hot.
Below hot. Your first letter is C.
What?
Now you guess what that word is.
Chocolate.
Yeah. That is incorrect.
Wait, why did I say chocolate? What the heck?
I was about to say it's baseball related, my brother.
Yeah, wait, what? Where did my brain go on this one?
All right, Splash. What would you like?
I'll take a letter above hitter, please.
A letter above hitter. You got. Oh, nope. Don't move that. There we go. What is going on? Hold on a sec. Apologies, I'm having tech issue.
We need the Cat in the Hat technical
difficulties. Yes, we do actually. Give me 1 second.
Oh,
okay. That's what happened. Okay, give me 3 seconds. Graphic design is my passion. So here we go. All right, it is. There we go. We got it now.
I'm going to go with pull hitter.
That is incorrect. Here, all right, Mac, over to you.
I'm still guessing on the C, right?
Yeah, so you can ask for another letter below hot or above substance.
I'm going with another letter below.
Okay, your next letter is O.
What? Contact?
That is incorrect.
I'm bad at this.
All right. Alex, I'll take a letter below curtain.
Okay.
That would be curtain call.
Curtain call is correct.
And I keep going, correct?
Yep, you keep going.
All right. Letter below call.
Letter below call.
We'll go with call back.
That is 1 second. I'm getting my notes for this. Why are my notes going away from me? My notes are failing me. That is incorrect. There we go. All right, Mac, back to you.
I need another letter below.
Below hot? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, your next one is R.
What?
Again, remember, these are all baseball baseball terms or baseball adjacent.
COR. Those are the letters. It's baseball related.
Yes.
Oh my god. Core. I don't know. Core.
That is incorrect.
It's
All
definitely
right.
not.
All right, Splash, back to you.
I will take a letter below call again.
Okay, letter below call. It's letter U.
Call bunt.
That is incorrect.
What?
All right, Mac, back to you.
I'm gonna have to take another letter below.
Yeah,
This is killing me.
it's N.
Corn? What?
So one thing I should also say, by the way, is that if you get down to what would be the last letter and you ask for it, I will tell you that the next letter would be the last, so I can't give it to you.
Okay, is it cornfields?
No, that is incorrect.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm so I
All right,
realize what it is.
Splash?
I'll take a letter below call.
All right, for your letter below call.
Oh my god,
Isn't
I
it?
can't believe I messed that up.
Call to the bullpen. Is it bullpen?
Yeah, I'll give you to it. Yeah, it's the call bullpen.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna call a bullpen. All right.
Okay.
What would you like?
I'll take a letter below bullpen.
All right, letter C.
Bullpen catcher.
That is correct. It is bullpen
Oh my god.
catcher. All right,
All
so
right.
now you only have one
Yeah.
choice to work with here. So the next
Yeah,
letter
this is a wash, man.
is an L.
Oh my goodness. Catcher, PL hitter. What?
I need an answer.
Plate.
That is incorrect. All right, Mac.
Am I allowed to like guess the word here?
Yeah, but you still get the letter anyway.
All right,
For
just
here-
give me the letter. I can't believe I messed this up earlier. This is hot corner.
It is absolutely hot corner.
Okay. Give me a letter below corner.
Okay. First letter there is an I.
Infield?
Corner infield. You
Let's
got it.
go. Now I'm getting going.
There we go.
Give me a letter below infield.
It's an S.
Oh. S. Starter?
That is incorrect.
Ah.
Your decision is made for you. The next letter here is A.
Oh, of course.
Oh my goodness. So it's not plate, but it continues to look like plate. What is something that looks like plate but is not plate?
I need an answer.
Platitude. That's not a baseball term.
What is not a baseball term?
Platitude.
It is not platitude.
Good to
All
know.
right, Mac. What would you like?
Give me another letter to S.
Okay. It is SH.
Shortstop?
That is incorrect.
What?
All right. Splash.
Yeah.
Decision made for you again. This letter's going to be really funny for you.
What? I'm not even sure at this point.
Platinum?
That is incorrect.
Wait, I realize what mine is.
All
but
right,
give
so
me the
what next letter here?
next letter, yeah.
Okay. There's I.
Shift?
That is correct. It is
Oh.
shift.
Okay, so now I get to the
Now you get this one here.
Yeah. All right, give me the letter.
Is a B.
Huh? Okay. Hot corner infield shift.
Mhm.
Oh my god. Backstop? I don't know.
That is incorrect. All right.
That didn't
I
make any
think
sense.
this is what's going to give it for Splash here. Next letter.
Oh, come on.
Correct. It's O. Splash.
Platonic? What?
Yes.
Yes,
Sure.
Splash,
Let's go
it's
with that.
platonic.
What?
No, it's not platonic.
And of course, I know what Max is. Oh my god.
All right, Mac.
Yeah, give me
Your
another
next
one.
letter
Ugh.
is
Band?
That is correct.
Yo, no way. I almost guessed just the word band at first.
Yeah, honestly, if you had said band, I would have given it to you because it's the
Oh
same.
my god.
Yeah, same concept.
I didn't think that would be possible. Oh my.
Yeah, your chain is hot, corner, corner, infield, infield, shift, band, substance.
Oh my god.
Right.
And
I am
Splash,
anger.
Here's the thing. Mac did go first, so you do have one chance here to do this, and I have a tiebreaker as well put together.
Okay, great.
You have to get it
This
from
is awesome.
this letter, though. Next letter is another O.
Oh, platoon. Okay.
It
Yeah.
is platoon.
Okay. So we have a tiebreaker now?
Oh, brother.
Your change is curtain call, bullpen catcher, platoon hitter. All right. So with that now being the case here, gotta get one thing put together here again. There we go. Okay. We now have what I like to call the speed round. You will each have your own 4-word puzzle. You'll have the first and the last word, and then the first letter of the other 2 words. Here,
Right.
Your goal in this is to make the chain here and be the first one to get your chain correct. Here, when you think you have your answer, you just buzz, do something to make your presence known.
Okay.
And you will have your guess. If you get it correct, you are the winner. If you do not get yours correct, then the other person will get their chance to go.
Okay.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
All right. So again, same is going to be left and right here for you. Let us begin.
Buzz.
Okay, Splash, you get to go. You get to go for it. Yours.
We'll go with team walk out field.
That is incorrect.
Buzz, pop, fly, all-star team.
So Fly and All-Star connect?
Yeah.
They do not.
That didn't make any sense.
All right, Splash, back to you. If we go one more round of you guys not getting it correct, I will reveal the next letter of each of your guys' words.
Team walk on field.
That is incorrect. Back to you.
Pop, fly away team.
That is correct.
Let's go.
Pop, fly away team.
Okay, yeah. That took me a second.
For Splash, your puzzle was team work outfield.
Honestly, that's not what I thought that was at all.
That's fair. Well, that was the point. I didn't want to make it too easy on y'all.
Yeah.
Anyway, with
right,
that, Mac, you are today's champion. You are the winner of Painting Together Hits.
Thank you, sir. Right. That was fun.
Good deal. I'm glad you all like that. Also, shout out to the TV show Chain Reaction, which I borrowed some of the graphics from. Here, for this, please do not sue us. I am a big fan. Anyway, with that being said, here we've gone through all the stuff with the All-Star talk. We've gone through our trivia. It's now time for the moment to ourselves where we take a moment to talk about anything that's on our mind. Does not have to be baseball related, but it absolutely can be. Splash, I saw your hand went up first. Would you like to go first?
Yes.
All right. I will count you down in 3, 2, 1, begin.
PSG won the Champions League again. Bow down, Messi. Your bozo, bow down. Mbappe, your bozo, bow down. Neymar. You're not as much of a bozo, but if the shoe fits, I guess. Back-to-back Champions League champions. It's great. I've been I got into PSG back when Zlatan was there, so this is not some rags to riches story. When I got into FIFA, Zlatan was on PSG, so I played a bunch with PSG. That was when they had Cavani. I mean, they still have Marquinhos, but he was center back for them. It was before they got Gigi Buffon. It was Steve Mandanda, or was he was either at PSG or Marseille at the time. Adrian Rabiot, Javier Pastore, Thiago Silva was there. So it's just great to see that PSG, conquered its European demons. They went to the final when I was in college. They lost to Bayern in the COVID year, and they lost 6-1 at Barcelona, or at home against Barcelona, the day before my birthday. So I will still never forgive them for that. But I'm grateful to see them triumph again. Arsenal played spectacularly defensively. PSG did get a goal from play. They got a goal on a legitimate penalty. It's not a questionable penalty, but they converted and then they won on penalties. And I'm excited for the World Cup. Starts on June 11th. And there's a lot of games, and hopefully I will have it on my radio at work, or I will be able to watch at work. So that's nice. There's some midnight kicks, which is going to be wild, but I'm excited for the World Cup, and hopefully Portugal wins, so I don't have to do any more of the Ronaldo Messi World Cup nonsense. So allez-vous Paris.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the World Cup too. I'm not even a big soccer guy, but I think it's awesome.
There's going to be a lot of stuff for that here in Seattle because Seattle's hosting.
Yeah, for me, it'll be across the river in New Jersey at MetLife. So,
whoa, buddy. That's called New York, New Jersey.
Oh, Stadium. Sorry. New York, New Jersey Stadium. Wow. How could I forget that one?
I do. Okay, quick question. Is the United States the only country that the capital wouldn't host a World Cup game?
Maybe.
Okay, I mean, counter, because Canada, Ottawa's not hosting a game.
I don't think Ottawa would. Yeah.
But if Canada was hosting a full-on World Cup by themselves, maybe Ottawa would host. But it does seem a little strange that Washington D.C. is not hosting any games. Like, I get it.
They don't really have a stadium for it. That's the issue. Yeah.
I mean, M&T Bank, but that's in Baltimore, and then the Northwest Stadium is in Landover, so neither of those are technically DC proper.
Landover is also kind of a dump, and that's why they're trying to get a new stadium.
Fair.
It's like if they played in Montreal, like nobody would want to play at Stade Olympique.
Fair.
It's
so just a thought, because I do think because even like in Brasilia is not one of the biggest cities in Brazil, but they hosted a game that's Brazil. So some context there. Moscow hosted the final. Doha hosted the final.
That's right. Yeah.
So just a thought.
Fair enough. All right, Mac, would you like to go next, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, sure. I'll go next.
Sounds good. Your time begins in 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Yeah. So I had an awesome weekend in Pennsylvania. I want to shout out one place we went to on Saturday. It's a place called Half Barrel Brewing Company. It's one of those small town, local spots. I could tell it was mostly locals in there. A couple people were there from out of town, or they have moved to the Poconos. But what I thought was awesome was that when we were getting ready to leave, head back to our house, we all decided to get T-shirts because we thought it was such an awesome place. And the people there seemed genuinely appreciative that we are all giving them business like that. We all, like, there were 6 of us. We all got T-shirts or long sleeves or something like that. And, we gave them great business. If you have a local spot like that, go out, show them some love. Places like Half Barrel. I don't know if I'll ever be back in the Poconos or if I'll be back at any, I'm sure I'll be back at some point, but not in the near future, maybe. But if you have a local spot like that, show them some support, because the people there do appreciate it and they deserve it. A+ experience, by the way, over the weekend. These small towns are pretty cool. I know the Uber situation is kind of rough, but hey, it was worth it, I thought. Had had a fun time seeing some of my old friends, celebrating our friend who's getting married in a couple months. So, and we all look forward to having a great time in Punta Cana this summer. So, yeah, that was a good time.
There we go. Sorry, I had a little bit of a tech thing there. Yeah, no, I love a good local spot here for me. Local 907, absolutely.
That's
amazing.
where we went. Yep.
That's why I took you for that, so you know, yeah.
Yeah, that place was cool.
Yeah, no, I love 907. That place is amazing. Here, yeah, but a good local spot is really hard to beat. But also, yeah, support them because they're ran by your neighbors. Here, they're ran by people that are local, and they're just trying to get by. The money that goes into, like, say, like a local spot here is going directly towards, like a daughter getting paid for dance lessons or something like that. Whereas if you go to, like, say, just a regular, like, bar or something like that, that's a little more of a chain, not going to go as much, not going to have near as much value to it. All right. Could someone count me down?
Yeah, I got you. Your time begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
The Mariners have a problem, and it's a good problem to have, unfortunately, and that is that you have too many good players for the situation that you have. And I am specifically referring to the infield situation in J.P. Crawford. Because right now you have on your roster here, once Donovan comes back, I'm just going to say that. You have Brendan Donovan, you have J.P. Crawford, you have Josh Naylor, Cole Young, Colt Emerson. There is not enough baseball diamond infield for all of them. And that is the issue that you have to work through here. Because the way that JP has been hitting, you can't just sit him out. He has been on an absolute tear as of late and has been one of your only actual run producers over the last week or so. So what do you do? Well, I do in fact have a solution for this. And this is what's going to make it very interesting here. A lot of people think that what's going to happen when Donovan comes back is that you're going to DFA Johnny Pereda. Do not DFA Johnny Pereda. In fact, DFA another right-handed hitter by the name of Rob Refschneider, who has a batting average right now of less than half of my weight, which... man, I feel bad because that really does sound like I'm really hurting on the guy, and I know he's had a lot of hard contact, but you got to get results, man. You have to just be getting results. But what you do at that point is you DFA Refschneider, you rock with your main catchers being Pereda and Cal Raleigh when he comes back in as well. And then you have Garver as your main guy DHing against left-handed pitching, and you have a mix there between Dominic Canzone and J.P. Crawford here as the DH against right-handed pitching. But also you can have J.P. Crawford playing short and third base whenever you need it, and even more on top of it. Here, you can also have Brendan Donovan play the outfield. He has experience playing the corner outfield here. So legitimately a lineup that consists of Josh Naylor at first, Cole Young at second base, Colt Emerson at shortstop, J.P. Crawford at third base, and in right field, you have Brendan Donovan here, or you can put him in left and move Randy over to right and Julio in center. That's a powerful freaking lineup there. Like, I don't see the need to keep Refschneider on this, and I understand the way that I have it, you have one extra person, so you will have to make a decision on someone there, but I feel confident enough here that if anything, maybe you work with some of the other relievers here on that front, because now you're also up to a 6-man rotation. So the Mariners truly this year are the embarrassment of riches, which is so weird to say because you legitimately have problems with having too many good players. I never thought in my years of life that I would get to say that about my Seattle Mariners, but that's where this team is at. But I think my solution will work out pretty well overall. Just give it an effort, please.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's a good problem to have, but I really do hope Colt Everson's playing shortstop going forward.
Although to be fair, I would love to see him play short and JP play some more third.
Yeah.
But also, if it really comes down to you have one or the other, or you have JP play short, I'd rather have JP play short at that point.
Yeah, I get it. It's tough.
Fellas, before we go, I sent you a clip of Shea Langoliers inside the park home run at Wrigley today. We need to change the error rule. If you lose the ball in the lights, I'm sorry
that's an error, man.
It's an error. And I know, listen, I know there's a difference between mental errors and physical errors, and that's what the error set is. Errors are a dumb stat. Like it is what it is. They're dumb. I get maybe one time they were a decent stat to use, but they're really dumb. PCA is going to get a big old negative,
man. That's
big old like negative 0.99 or something on that one. I just like that stinks if you're Imanaga that you allow it's a quote unquote homer on a can of corn pop up, and it's it's 2 runs. It was 2 outs in the inning, and that's not unearned runs because it's not an error because PCA wasn't even close to the ball, but it's an error. It should be an error on the center fielder. So
yeah,
that's my soapbox. Goodbye.
Fair enough. But I think that's all the time that we have here today. I want to thank you all for tuning in, especially the live viewers that tune in for the live recording of the podcast. We appreciate all of you here. If you would like to support us here on social media, you can go ahead and go onto Twitter at LAR_baseball, or you can follow us individually. Me at SportsGuy242, Mac at Mathias_A_K, and Splash at Mr. Splashman19. But from all of us here at Losses Above Replacement, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and hope to see you all real soon.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! It's a